Hello and welcome to the MHG podcast. As usual, life could be a little bit miserable, life could be a little bit dark, so we are here to bring you as much light and as much joy as we possibly can. I'm Bradley, joined by the insatiable but not been playing many games this week, Stu. How are you, Stu?
I'm all right. Yeah, I'm not sure about Insatiable. In terms of games, I pretty much am. But in terms of the other stuff, probably not. Too old now.
Yeah, I don't know. The word came to my head and this is just what flew in.
Yeah.
Don't even know why I said it.
Yeah. Well, as long as it's satiated your appetite, that's all that matters.
It has indeed. I get random words in my head and just have to pop them in somehow. They don't even have to make sense.
No. I think I'd be disappointed if they did these days.
Yeah, I could become a political leader.
Very, very easily.
I didn't want to talk politics this week, but something really funny happened. And it's nothing to do with the White House being half its east wing being knocked down for whatever reason and going against laws in America. I don't know. That's all by the by. Reform in the English political right-wing party, for anyone who doesn't know, decided to put up a Happy Diwali post on their socials because I think they realise you can't go too racist if you want to get the votes in. To which I think they've managed to eat themselves because the people they kind of usually appeal to were not happy. We're not happy.
I can imagine
that they decided to put a Happy Diwali post up.
Oh, that's hilarious. It's just like, yeah. Festival. I never thought the Festival of Lights would eat my face.
I know. We're a Christian country, good old British religion. Till it was, it needs to be pointed out to them that Christianity is not actually a British religion.
Yeah.
It's from the Middle East still.
Yeah.
It's from that kind of area, and we just adopted it, even though most of us aren't anymore.
The world we live in. How wonderful.
Talking of doing it wrong, Stu.
Is this about being insatiable again?
No.
Okay.
It's about video games, Stu.
Video games.
Yes. Don't always do it wrong, unless you're AAA.
Yeah.
Do you know who does it right, though?
Who's that?
Indie developers.
Yeah, they do.
I asked the question, Stu.
I sure will. So, what have you been playing?
I've got a trio this week, and we'll get I don't want to say worst one out the way, but let's get the decent one out the way. As you know, I do love myself a city builder, and I'm happy to try them all out. Particularly like medieval city builders. I think they're a great one because it's, you build up from literally nothing and it feels like that's something that would have happened in those times. Rather than modern day city builders where you should have something established. Anyway, that's by the by. But what I've been playing is called Farthest Frontier, which has been in early access for some time, but just got its 1.0 release. And as a city builder goes, it does the job. It does all the things you'd expect. You plop down a town centre, you plop down houses, you build roads, then your amenities. You've got to produce, farming to produce food, gather resources, use those resources to build other things, to improve your way of life, your buildings, and then you get, your bonuses for having the right type of buildings next to other good types of buildings, and that kind of thing. And it's one of those games that goes, right, okay, we give you the freedom. And that's what I really like about it. You've got the freedom to put what you want, where you want. And it's kind of got this free flow. Like you build a road, it's not just straight roads. You can curve them around things and all that kind of thing. And that seems to be where a lot of these city builders are going now. And it does everything competently, and you can see why it's such a really well-made game and why people are going to like it. I've got a bit of a however about this game, in that it's not very clean and clear where it needs to be. The onboarding process and the early tutorials don't offer enough. Even though I'm experienced with city builders, this one, I found myself going, what? I don't know. What? How? There? Is that right? And little things like the roads themselves aren't clearly marked. So you start drawing a road, and the texture of the road is so similar to the ground you put it on that you're not quite sure if you've placed it right. And there's no definitive, you place a house here and the road runs here, and there's a clear, okay, you can now place houses and homes either side, and then you've got this room to place maybe some like a market or a farm and things like that. It's a bit too freeform for its own good at times. And you've got other games where you have this freeform nature, such as City Tales or Manor Lords, where it's freeform and every kind of it uses the game engine to sort of place things where it needs within that, and it feels natural. This almost feels like it needs to be a bit more grid based for how it's done. Anno, like the Anno games, do a great job of doing this, yet still making you feel like you've got a lot of creative control. This has the creative control, but it wants you to have a structure to things. And once you get going, once you understand the game fully, after a good couple of hours, you can go back, start again, and you're fine with it. But that early onboarding is going to put a lot of people off, I think, and that's a shame. And there's something I want developers to realise. You might be experts in the genre. People who play it might also be experts and long-time veterans of the genre. But you also want to get new people in. And you might have, I don't know, maybe not a kid, but someone who's decided to try a different genre of game, having come to some help. If this is their first experience, I think it could put them off, which is a shame. So I would say it's a veteran's city builder. It's not a beginner's city builder. There's loads to love, but for me, it needs a better starting impression, which is a shame because other than that, it's a really fun one.
Right, okay. Yeah. Sounds like some onboarding issues and a little bit of, I don't know, maybe some smoothing out and sophistication needed on it.
Yeah, it does. I mean, you get some games where the onboarding is almost condescending in terms of, right, we now need you to press up, down, left, right on your thing because, I get camera controls. Just tell me the camera controls are, the WASD, and I'm using a mouse to sort of like move around. If you've got something particularly different, fine, tell me that. But you get some that are condescending, and then you get others that just go, go on. And this is one of those that kind of goes, go for it, whatever. I'm not going to explain why that goes there. It's why you've got to do it. Now sort it out. And it always reminds me of like someone says, it's like the onboarding for this is like someone says, right, if 1 + 1 = 2, can you tell me the relative theory of quadrilateral triangles to the theory of everything? And you're like,
yeah.
What? So yeah. Developers, that's the one thing I think they need to work on, is how do you get the onboarding process right, that you don't alienate people who know what they're doing, but you don't also alienate those who don't. But yeah, overall, fun game. I'm enjoying it now. I'm into it.
Yeah, that sounds fair to me.
Next up, from me, Stu hasn't got any this week. He's on embargo. He's been putting the game in naughty corner.
Not for the first time either.
No. It's something very similar to Farthest Frontier in that you are a superhero. Obviously, it's nothing like Farthest Frontier. So, from the developers, or some of the developers, or some of the team, not quite sure how it works out, behind the Telltale series games, is Dispatch, which is an episodic superhero comedy. And how to describe this, because you don't want spoilers. It's one of those games where you definitely don't want spoilers. It's so if you've ever played a Telltale game, so if you've ever played The Walking Dead, Tales from the Borderlands, Wolf Among Us, and things like that, this is that, but with extra gameplay. So to get started, the story is absolutely brilliant. The animation style is absolutely wonderful. It's like playing a well refined animation. In many ways, a cleaner Batman the Animated Adventures, where it's an animated film, but it's like more mature in the way it's presented. And this sits in terms of how it depicts superheroes somewhere between Marvel and DC, along with things like The Boys, but trying to go closer to The Boys without the violence and the gore and everything so far. So superheroes aren't depicted as almighty gods who are perfect in every single way. They are very much human in their traits, in their woes, what could go on in their lives. They could be downtrodden and everything. And the story is absolutely wonderful for that alone. It's the added gameplay feature that sets this apart from other Telltale games from back in the past. In that it's got this call handler mechanic to it. So you're a superhero who, for story reasons, that again, I don't want to spoil, you can no longer do superhero-y stuff. And so you get picked up by this organisation and you need to basically dispatch the superheroes where they're needed. So you go in and you've got this map overview screen, and you get calls coming going, there's something going on here, we need you to dispatch one of these superheroes. Or two, or whatever you need. So you dispatch them, and you've got to kind of match the superhero for the event that's going on. So you might there's someone who's in a bad way. Maybe they've got a hostage or something, and they need talking down. So you've got to find a superhero who's got good communication skills, among other things. And they've kind of got, what's that chart called, where it's different points on a hexagon, and it creates a shape. What's that?
I don't know.
But you know the chart I'm talking about.
Oh, not really, no.
Oh, you have a hexagon shape, and then it's like you have a stat here, stat there. Like it does that, and it creates. Anyway, people know what I'm talking about. We'll
Regular humans. Well, it's my stupidity.
Not insatiable humans.
No, not the insatiable ones. No.
But yeah, you get that, and you go, okay, so I'll send this one to here, and then the event has a similar graph to it, and if you could cover with your superhero traits that you put out there a percentage of that graph, you've got more chance of succeeding. So you might need to talk someone down from a hostage situation, so you send like a communications expert out. Or you might need to, there's a building falling down or something, and you need someone who's got really good strength and speed, so you send them out, or you might send two superheroes out. And basically you need to succeed these calls that go on. It's really well done, and it breaks up the story really, really well. But I think you do play this for the story more than anything. I say the gameplay stuff is great, but I think if you have it on its own, it wouldn't hold up. But it fits in perfectly with the world you're in. The voice acting in this, utterly brilliant, really is. And it's one of those games where you kind of look at it and you go, if they turned this into an actual series, I'd watch this. If this wasn't just a video game, I'd watch it. So that's how good the storytelling and the performances are within the game. It's also got really one of the, I think for me, great accessibility features. It's there is QTE events that are added in, like for the actual story mode part of the game. You can turn those off. Literally just go, no, I'll watch it as a cinematic. And it does it. It just goes, all right, we'll get rid of those. So there'll be moments where something's going to happen. Oh, you've got to press A and it'll happen or it'll fail. You can just turn that off and watch it as a cinematic, and it succeeds all of them. And then all you've got to worry about is the gameplay stuff and dialogue choice. But yeah, absolutely wonderful. The first 2 episodes are out now, with others to come. If you buy the game, you get all the episodes. It's like 25 quid, I think. But you will get all the episodes as they release. But it's typical Telltale. It is episodic, but well worth it. I wish I had episode 3 already though, because it's good.
Yeah, it looks so cool. It's not even. I now and again play these kind of games just because they can be so immersive, and just tell a story in a way that you can't experience it elsewhere. And I did find that with the early Walking Deads. I didn't really play any of their other stuff, but yeah, I've got to get on that. And this one I adding to the pile of games I really want to play in 2025, but it would cost me about £1,000 to play all of them. So, I'm a bit screwed.
And yeah, the time cost as well.
And the time cost, yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the best advantages of being retired. Is that I get the time to play these. But yeah, it's really good. You're right, I got burnt out by Telltale. I played all of the first season of The Walking Dead, and that was an emotionally, wow, what a game. That was really one that took storytelling to a new level in video games for me. At times, the emotional beats in that were outstanding. And for me, that was better than a TV series. Because you were involved, and having to make that decision at the end was gut-wrenching. But anyway, I think I played a bit of The Wolf Among Us. I played a bit of Tales from the Borderlands. I don't think I touched Back to the Future. Was that one of theirs they done?
I think they did, yeah.
The Batman one, I think they did as well. Some others.
Definitely did, yeah.
Got burnt out because it seemed to be every time there was a new property, they were there. There's a Minecraft one. Did they do a Minecraft? I think they did a Minecraft one.
No idea, probably.
Just got very burnt out by it because they are so story heavy. It just became a bit too much for me. And I think they know as well. I think they know picking up IP that existed and so on and so forth. It just became a factory for it, and you could tell the love from them fell out of those games. But it's definitely well and truly back with this under their new guys.
Excellent. Yeah, I've just got to decide which one of the one games I can actually afford I'm going to buy before the end of the year. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Christ knows, because it's busy. Now I've still got games that I want to pick up that I'm going, I can probably afford myself one more game before, like, to buy a game before the end of the year. But yeah, I don't know. There's just so many, because I don't even know when I'm going to get round to them now, because there's another game I've been playing that is potential, people have got any sense, should be a Game of the Year contender. So this all depends. If you like the original, you're going to love this. If you didn't like the original, I don't know if this is going to change your mind. But anyway, PowerWash Simulator 2. We spoke about job simulator games before, and sort of like why I think that why they're really good. And the best of the lot has always been PowerWash Simulator, because it's not a one-to-one job simulator. It's not trying to be, this is what it's really like. It's a video game at its core, and that's what matters. It takes the video game elements and brings the simulator, quote-unquote, parts into it, which is why I think it works better than any of the others out there. It removes a lot of the jank that comes with them, because it goes for the video game rather than we're trying to recreate real life. But what it's done, the original game was fantastic. It was a complete time sink. You lose hours to it. The problem it had was a couple of quality of life things that made the game a bit finicky. So you would get 99% of the way through cleaning something, and then there'd be a little speck of dirt that you just couldn't find. And you spend maybe half an hour trying to find that little speck of dirt. And that would, oh Jesus, I want to finish the level. Why can't I do that? Because like I'm on this massive house and I can't find one little speck of dirt on a post somewhere. Or the side of a house, you're doing the whole wall and there's a little speck. You go, well, I've got to do the whole wall again there. And And then there was grimy areas, and you had to buy the soap and then attach the soap nozzle and make sure it didn't run out. So you had to be sparing with it, and all things like that that made it a little bit finicky to play, but didn't overall ruin the experience because it's still like it was digital crack. Well, what PowerWash Simulator 2 does is it takes that concept and adds the quality of life improvements that it's needed. So the first big one is soap is there. You just use it. You just press a button. You've got soap, as much soap as you want, cover whatever you want in soap, and clean away. So you haven't now got to buy soap. You haven't got to refill it. It's just there. What will happen is you spray stuff and you've got a finite amount until it goes like you've covered enough, do some bloody cleaning. And then as soon as you've done some cleaning, you can put some more down. So obviously I think it's probably just a memory issue as to how much you can cover. But anyway, soap is there, it's on tap, or, well, on nozzle. And the other one is the game is a lot more friendlier in terms of how much of a surface you've got to clean. So you still got to clean pretty much the entire surface. But it's now, instead of being, you've got to get pretty much every little speck, now you get to, I think someone said, I can't remember if this is from the developers or someone said, to about, if you get most of it, and there's a couple of specks like here and there, the game will go, fine, that'll do. The larger the area, the more leeway there is. So if you're cleaning a floor and it's a massive area and you've missed a couple of millimetres worth of dirt somewhere, the game will go, yeah, it's all right. But if you're doing something that's quite small and intricate, it'll go, no, come on, a bit more. It's only a small area. Just go at it with the soap and, a better nozzle. Get more pressure on it. And so it'll be a bit more smaller, the area. So I think it's worked out about 98-ish% of the area. Once it's cleaned, you're good to go. So that's a brilliant improvement. The controls have had a rework that I think work really well. So it's now, obviously you've got your usual. You've got buttons to change your nozzle, your length and things like that. Change your power wash thing that you've got and everything. That's all there, but it just feels more intuitive on those controls now. Going back to the first game after playing this is like pulling teeth. They need to think if they want to still sell the first game because of all the DLC, they need to get these controls into PowerWash Simulator 1 or have a thing where you can import the DLC levels into PowerWash Simulator 2. The other new feature is a surface cleaner, which is like a circular mop type thing that you put it on the floor and it basically it's great for cleaning floors. So that's a nice little addition. So again, you just go through, do your motions and everything. You've got your own house now, and then as you play the game, you can unlock bits of furniture. You get down, and then you can clean the furniture. Well, you have to clean the furniture to you unlock to then place it in your house, including rugs. Which, if they don't do a rug cleaning DLC, I'll be very disappointed. Because that was very popular on TikTok at one point. They need to do rug cleaning as a DLC. But yeah, it's so satisfying to play. There's customization options on your suit, on your van, on your equipment. There's cats. You can pet the cats. That's important. I'm just short of 50 hours into this game, and I've still not completed the main campaign yet. I'm close, but I've not completed it. So the base game, for me, if you're playing it solo, there's at least 40 to 50 hours worth of content there, which is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. If you own the original, you get a discount. There's a loyalty discount, so you can pick it up for, I believe, £17. For that much content. It's absolutely brilliant. It's full of colour, it's full of personality, and each level takes on this loop. You look at it and you go, what? Where do I start? How am I going to do this? And then you get there, you just go, wow, the difference. I've just cleaned most of a mansion, or I've just cleaned this barn, or this theatre, or, this museum, solar system museum thing. And it's just so satisfying. And you go, tell you what, I'm just going to clean this last little surface, and then I'm going to bed. And then you accidentally clean that surface, and then you accidentally slip onto another surface by accident. You go, I might as well do this one. I've started now. And then you do, basically you rinse and repeat that. You go, I've started, so off we go. And then you finish the entire level. And then you finally go, right, let's put it down for a bit. Some levels, 5 minutes. Other levels, it's like me talking. It can take a couple of hours to do a level. I'm enamored by this game. It is everything the first one was times 10. And the first one was brilliant. This is just stratospheric in terms of how good it is.
Excellent. I mean, it looks really good fun. I've added that to the list as well, just to make it slightly bigger. But no, what a lovely series as well to be so popular. I'm so pleased for them having such a success.
Yeah, and Future Lab have made some great games in the past. They done a really good puzzle game. They done the Velocity games. They've made some really good games. So this was something different for them, and this is probably the one that's making them the money. It's got the other things you've got in here as well. So I forgot to add, like some of the bits that help you. So instead of just having ladders and stuff now, there's like a lift that you can go up and down on. There's a little thing you can sort of like, if you've got a big surface, like there's one where you have to clean like a massive billboard, and you've got what they call like a thing you can sit on and it goes up and down. You hang that on the billboards, you go up and down, you can power wash it there. Loads of little additions just make it so much better to play. And as I say, with this compared to a lot of the simulator games you play look drab. They just look boring. They look boring in terms of their visuals. This is like a cartoon in comparison. It's just so full of colour. Which works because obviously when you first start, if it's like grimy and dark, and then you just like unleash the colour through cleaning. I already can't wait for the DLC to hit for this. So hurry up, Future Lab, please.
Yeah. Well, that's funny because that's 2 games on that list now that you want DLC for, and you don't often get DLC. So that's a testament to how good they are.
Yeah. It's utterly brilliant, and obviously, it's just that I'd like to go. Do you know what? That's the end of the year sorted. We'll whip at that. But obviously, check on the site because I've also just done. We've got now audio reviews that I'm doing rather than written reviews or video reviews. So if you want to listen to some reviews, I've done some audio ones. And I've just done Once Upon a Katamari because we live in 2025. We've got a brand new Katamari game and it's bloody brilliant because there's just no time to do anything.
No. I'm going to go through a quick list of what I absolutely want this year, and it's too many games. So, Once Upon a Katamari, Night Striker Gear, Dispatch, Ball X Pit, Silent Hill F, Break Arts 3, Arctic Awakening, Chronos: The New Dawn, and Gradius Origins. Like, they're the ones. That's the small list of everything I absolutely desperately want. It's just wild.
I know. It's no, I mean, I will admit, with a lot of the games I play, to cover, I don't often complete them. I'm not someone who's ever completed loads and loads of games. But at the same time, I don't think we ever talk about being the definitive. We play every game to completion, and this is why you must buy it. We play games to just enjoy them, and I often do it because like the kids want to play them and stuff like that as well. So like, I mean, I've got stuff like Henry Halfhead where I've kind of dabbled in it. I've still got to talk about it, and a lot of the city builders I'll play for a few hours and then move on to the next. So we're never like the definitive with them, but it's just like I when I looked at PowerWash Simulator, and I sort of like before we came into this, and I looked at how many hours I played, and I'm at, as it stands, was it 49.5 hours in just over a week, and I'm like, I don't know how I managed that.
That's immense.
Might be 2 weeks actually. I think I've actually had it a bit longer than I'm saying there. I mean, it's like how did I manage that? So the secret to life: cut your leg off, go blind, and retire.
Yeah, that's the best life hack I can think of.
Literally.
Yeah, life hack your leg off. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I'd like to say I think that's all the top new releases of the year. We know it's not. We still got 2 months of the year left, and I think there's still some bangers to absolutely come.
They need to stop. It's too good. It's too good.
Stop making video games for a bit.
Yeah, make more shit video games, because there's too many good ones coming out.
Yeah. If you want to avoid something, avoid the new Plants vs. Zombies remake. 1, because it's EA, and 2, because it's EA, and they VA'd it, and AI upscaling, which isn't the same as AI generative, I know, but none of the original team are working on it. It looks like a lazy pull, and it's just EA. I'm surprised it hasn't got microtransactions. So, yeah.
It will do. It will do at some point.
Yeah, I'm sure it will at some point. Plants vs. Zombies 2 was microtransaction laden, and then even though the decent Garden Warfare games were that as well, I think the Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare were brilliant. Just someone should make that without the microtransactions. But anyway, yeah, so if you do want bad games, AAA are still making them.
Yep, that's absolutely true.
But yeah, I'm gonna be quiet now because I've got to get played next week's games and finish off PowerWash Simulator 2.
And then start on the DLC when that comes out. Yeah, excellent. Too much to do. But, as usual, follow us on all the socials. Make sure you're checking out the content on the website. Check out the new videos that Brad's going to be making as well, and I might pop in some candidates as well at some point.
Audio, not video audio.
Yeah, just audio with a video
on
background
YouTube.
On YouTube. Yeah.
We crossed the streams.
We totally have. We never should cross the streams, but we did it. And apart from that, until next week, stay safe and stay sane.